Good evening, welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Don't know what happened there. Shiren seems to have left the room. So, but I don't know why it froze up on me. But there you go. It's the glitch in the system we have to put up with. And all apologies. But Guesty is now leading. As we left it, I think Noxie was leading from Pat. But somewhere along the line, Guesty has got himself into the lead of the race with Noxie in second. Catula is in third. Pat fourth. Racer Brown in fifth. Digital Blasphemy is sixth. Oh no, Pat's just got himself ahead. No, what's going on here? It's very tight here between Pat and Catula, and Racer Brown's just slipped one up in between the two of them. So now Racer Brown is up into third, but him and Catula are side by side all the way around the track. And Catula still maintains that third place with Racer Brown up into fourth, Pat in fifth. Digital Blasphemy is in sixth. Talleyrand is in seventh. Homesick Alien eighth place. Turtle is in ninth. JTX in 10th. Skyjacker in 11th. And Jim somehow has dropped back behind Skyjacker. We saw Skyjacker having a little spin, so putting him to the back, but he's somehow got himself ahead of Jim. And I don't know if Shiren leaving has seized me up or what. I don't know what happened. But Guesty is now leading this race. I can't really even tell you what laps they're on, because the laps will be all messed up. They were already on the second lap when I left, so I don't believe they're on the third lap whatsoever. So Guesty then leading the race from Noxie. And we'll just be stabbing in the dark somewhat in this race after it froze up on me and I had to quit out. That's annoying. But it looks like I wasn't the only one who had problems. Shiren, for some reason, has bogged out as well. Racer Brown in third with Catula in fourth and Pat there in fifth place. And Digital Blasphemy drawing ever closer. Let's get on board with Digi on his nose as he closes up the gap between these three ahead of him. Racer Brown in third, Catula in fourth, Pat in fifth. And we've got Talleyrand not very far behind us at all in his Subaru, and Homesick Alien following Talleyrand. So it's a tight-knit pack in the middle of the field as Guesty pulls away. He's got a minute. He's got a second on Noxie, and Noxie's got nearly 7 seconds on a Racer Brown. And Racer Brown cannot shake off the Spaniard. And Spaniard's gone wide, though. The Spaniard's gone really wide. Luckily, Pat's also gone wide. Oh, no, Pat comes back on the track and has a little knock with, I think it was Talleyrand's. Talleyrand going for a move on Digital Blasphemy. Homesick Alien in 7th. Pat now down into 8th place. Turtle 9th. JTX at 10th. Skyjacker in 11th. And Jim in 12th. But it's this battle in the middle here. We've got Digital Blasphemy up to 4th. Catula dropping down. We saw him having a small off. And now the Subaru of Talleyrand is ahead of him. And Homesick Alien trying to find a way by him. On board with the Alien as he tries to go up the inside of the Spaniard, giving him just enough racing space to get by with. And now Homesick trying, oh no, Homesick a little eager on the accelerator, I believe, and he had a little sideways action going on there, with Pat making his way back through up into 7th spot. Homesick Alien slipping down into 8th with a Turtle in 9th, some 4 seconds behind them guys. JTX very close to Turtle though. JTX using a bit of boost to try and get himself ahead of the Dutchman. And they're very close here, with Skyjacker not too far behind them as well in 11th. And Jim some 15 seconds off. He must have had a huge one. But Guesty at the moment staying solid, staying ahead, and doing the job right. And like I said, we won't know the lap times. We won't know the laps. I don't believe they're on the 4th lap. They're probably on about the 6th or 7th. We don't even have the lap counter because we had to come out and come back in again. So it's, like I said, we don't know when this race will finish. It's going to be an interesting one. But don't forget to hit like and subscribe for this polished professionalism of my broadcasting. Hey, look, a game freezes a game freezes. There's not much you can do about it. And the only reason there was a delay with me coming back on is because I did an internet test, and it wasn't me because the internet was solid. I did an internet test before we started broadcasting, and it was solid. And then I did an internet test when it all gammed up, and it was solid. So I blame Shiren. Whatever happened to Shiren must have gammed me up. But Racer Brown, but at least it's me. I mean, the broadcast isn't as important as the guys going around. If it happened to one of them, I think it's happened to Cthulhu before, where someone's quit out and Cthulhu has ended up his game freezing. So as long as it's the stream, the guy doing the stream, it's not as important. Homesick is on lap 9, so there you go. Thank you very much, Mama Homesick. So if it's saying we're on a lap 5, we're 4 laps behind. Ah, there you go. Clearer. The haze is cleared. So, yeah, we're on lap 9 at the moment. Not lap 5, as the counter on the side says. We missed the first 4 laps. So, Guesty leading the way, and they'll be thinking of pit stops pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. You know, halfway through this race will be a lap 15 and a half. No, lap 17. And if they're on lap 9 now, the 2 stoppers will be thinking in the next 2 or 3 laps whether or not to make their stops. So Guesty leading, Noxie in second, Racer Brown somewhat behind, Shiren in P9 behind Homesick. Oh, so Shiren's in this, just I can't see him. That's really weird, because when I joined the room, it said that he'd left the room. So there you go. How bizarre. So we can't see Shiren. He's on there. He's in there, but we can't see him. Oh, maybe I can just quickly come out and go back in, see if it does something. I doubt it will, though. No, because I think I'd have to leave the lobby altogether. I don't want to keep annoying them. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? One asks. We'll do it one attempt. Give me 2 secs. See, it says Shiren left the room down there. How bizarre. Right. Sorry, guys, for you racing. But I'm going to leave. And then come back. And hopefully everything will be fine then. I'll tell you what. I'll do a quick network. I did this as well, so I don't think it's this. And then we'll get back in there, and hopefully we'll see Shiren again. When will I see you again? There they are. It says 13, so hopefully it'll all be fine. And I'm not going to put them off too much, jumping in and out of the lobby. Because it can be annoying. When you're driving around and you see things blipping down in the bottom corner, you can kind of think, will you stop doing it? But we'll give it one go. The first time was an accident. There's nothing we could have done about that. This second one, we're doing it to try and rectify an issue. But after that, we'll just do the race as is and try not to annoy the sim racers too much. Yeah, we can see Shiren on the board there. So hopefully Shiren will be back, and we'll probably lost another lap or 2. JTX has pitted. Wow, totally different order. Must have been a load of pit stops whilst we were out. There's JTX in the pits. Guesty was leading. He's saying he's down in 4th now. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe it'll sort itself out when it goes over a line somewhere, because it says Racer Brown in 6th, but he's not pitted. Looks like the only guy that's pitted so far is JTX. So hopefully when they go crossing the line, that order will sort itself out. But it looks like Guesty is still leading ahead of Noxie, even though it says it's 4th and 5th. Wow, this is bending my mind this evening. So Guesty is in the lead. JTX has pitted. And there goes Guesty into the pits. There you go. It's sorted itself out now. So Guesty leading. Noxie takes over the lead. His tyres are looking absolutely cracking. Noxie's in a great position to keep on going. Racer Brown following him through. His tyres not looking too bad as well. About a quarter of a lap of fuel. Talleyrand's come into pit with Guesty. Digital Blasphemy's continued on. We know Digital Blasphemy, he likes to one stop, and he's doing a great job there. He's got plenty of fuel on board. Pat also, he's just around similar fuel as those quarter of a tank boys. Homesick Alien, he's looking good for a one-stopper, isn't he? He's got just under half a tank of fuel. And Guesty, he's been in the pits. He's put on some brand new racing softs. He's got 3/4 of a tank, and he's back out in 6th. We've got Cthulhu out there. His tyres are looking a little worse for wear. And it looks like he's going to need to pit soon. We're 19 minutes. They're usually about an hour racing, so we'll go by the time and not the lap times. And it's 19 minutes of racing so far, so we're about a quarter of the way into this race. That makes sense for the two stoppers that have come in. There is Shiren. We can see him again now, so it wasn't Shiren that gammed me up, it was just me that gammed me up. Strange. Skyjacker in 9th, Turtle in 10th. Talleyrand now out of the pits, full whack of fuel, new racing soft tyres, and he's in 11th place ahead of Jim by 3 seconds, who hasn't pitted yet, and JTX, who has pitted. So Noxie going around again in the lead of this race, and he's continuing on for another lap as Racer Brown making his way into the pit. So Racer Brown has made a pit stop. Digital Blasphemy, we know, likes to hang out that fuel and save fuel as best he can, and he's doing a cracking job. And he's got Pat following him around, but Pat not on as good a fuel as Digital. Ooh, I didn't think Pat was going to slow the car down enough then. But Digital Blasphemy maintaining it ahead. Oh, Digi a little wide there. Homesick Alien, where did Pat go? Oh, Pat must have had a bit of an off, because now Homesick Guesty is back up into 3rd place. Cracking stuff from Guesty. Even with the pit stop under his belt, he's in 3rd place. Homesick Alien 4th. And he's trying to eke out that fuel. And like I said, these races, they work the laps out to be about an hour. So if we go by the clock at the bottom, it will give us a good guesstimation of whereabouts in the race we are. So Homesick Alien will be trying to make that fuel last another 9 laps, as will Digital Blasphemy. And they do have a nice fair amount of fuel on board to do so. Noxie, he's just under a quarter of a tank. 17 seconds, but I think a pit stop takes about 30 odds. So Guesty is some 19 seconds behind Noxie. Guesty putting in some great lap times right now. This is the problem with staying out on older tyres. Noxie won't be able to be doing the lap times that Guesty will be doing, and Guesty will widen that gap between himself and Noxie. Homesick Alien in a great spot there, 4th place. If he's only one stop in, that is pretty good. Pat in 5th place at the moment, ahead of Shiren in 6th. And the question is, when are these guys going to pit? Racer Brown's just pitted, come back out behind Shiren, just ahead of Skyjacker, whom has not pitted, and it looks like he needs a pit because those tyres are done. And he's in now. So Skyjacker into the pits as Racer Brown continues on. Turtle still not ready for a pit stop yet, but he's being caught up by Talleyrand. Talleyrand looking for a way by the Dutchman, and he does in his Subaru Super Formula, and making his way around. Skyjacker saying leader on lap 14. Mama Homesick saying Homesick just lap 14. There you go. Super. Thank you. We're on lap 14. And Noxie moving his way around. He's on a lap 14 at the moment. We're not getting a counter at the side anyway. It's gone all fuzz whiz for some reason. But we've got Shiren, so it was worth leaving and coming back in, because we can see Shiren now doing his thing in his Haas. He's just ahead of Racer Brown. Let's get on board with Racer Brown. Heading up towards Shiren. Shiren's tyres are a lot older than Racer Brown's. Racer Brown's gone for super softs. So Racer Brown has put on some super soft tyres, and he's going to be wanting to do some super special lap times. Noxie's come in. Noxie has come in. So Noxie's pitted, and we're looking at Guesty now. Guesty some 17 seconds behind Don't know how much you lose as a pit stop. There's a Guesty on the boost button, trying to give himself a little extra boost down that straight, and he's gone ahead of Guesty, as has Digital Blasphemy, who hasn't pitted yet. Homesick Alien, these two I am sure are one stop, and that is going to be quite exciting between Digital Blasphemy and Homesick Alien. They're 4 seconds behind Guesty, but remember Guesty will have to pit again. So it's one stop each for the top three. Noxie is back out again onto the Super Softs. He's on the Super Softs. He's only 2 seconds behind Homesick Alien, and he's 7.7 seconds behind Guesty. But Guesty went onto the soft tyres. Noxie will be able to do some faster lap times, and Noxie hasn't even touched his boost yet. So, and he wasn't that far behind Guesty when they originally pitted. So Homesick Alien has just done lap 14. Thank you very much, Mama Homesick. So I think that was, it was saying lap 5, so they'll be on lap 15 now. So Homesick and Digital, I imagine, are going to try and go to lap 17 or so to try and get their pits. I'll tell you what I could do, because I don't need Discord anymore, I can go on YouTube on my phone, he says, and then I can get up Homesick. Oh, for heaven's sakes, I shouldn't mess around. Dun, dun, dun. And get Homesick's stream up, and then I can see for myself what lap time he's on. I'll turn my phone down though, you don't want to hear double engines, and then I don't have to keep checking with the guys in the stream. So yeah, they're on lap 15 of 33 at the moment. Noxie getting his way by Homesick, but you'd expect that on the fresher tyres. Homesick Alien as well, pacing that fuel out, as it will be Digital. I don't imagine they'd put up too much of a fight with Noxie, and Noxie will have to make an extra stop in this race. Racer Brown doing a cracking job on his Super Softs. He's only 5 seconds behind Homesick Alien. Sharon still yet to pit. He's taking it very deep in this race, and they're on lap 16 at the moment. And Pat there in 7th place. He is yet to pit as well, so some of these guys going quite deep in the race. Talleyrand has pitted. He's only 6 seconds behind Pat, and he's 5 seconds ahead of Cthulhu, who's also pitted. Turtle, I don't think he's pitted yet, in 10th. Skyjacker has pitted. He's put on the super soft tyres. He's 3.4 seconds behind Turtle, 7 seconds ahead of JTX, who's pitted, and Jim also, whom has pitted. So the battle here between Guesty and Noxie, there's 9 seconds between them. Noxie already ahead of Digital Blasphemy. So Homesick Alien and Digital in their own race, their one-stop race. And Racer Brown, he wants to catch those guys up. He's going to have to catch them up and try and get ahead of them. He's on them super soft tyres. He's got fuel to waste, where these two will be driving frivolously as they cross the line to start lap 18. No, lap 16. Oh no, Homesick's just coming around to the line. So they're on lap 17, sorry. So Guesty, well, yeah, it's 1 lap less than what that counter's saying, isn't it? So Guesty out there leading by nearly 10 seconds. Noxie, it's annoying we don't get the lap times though. What does that tell you? No, it used to tell you when I hadn't quit out the room a couple of times. So Digital, a Blasphemy in 3rd place, some 3 seconds behind Noxie, not too bad. Homesick Alien closing up on Digi at the moment, sitting on board with Homesick Alien as he tries to get past the Mercedes driver. And now Homesick Alien's fuel is flashing whilst they're on lap 17, and he's closed right up with the Mercedes. He's going to go for the move. No, he's backed out of it. closed up back in the midst of the corner. He's very close behind Digital Blasphemy right now. The battle for the final podium position, we possibly think. And we've got Homesick, Racer Brown, closed right up on the Alien. We'll see him come past, and the Alien has decided that is the time to pit. So Homesick Alien into the pits with Digital, staying out there. His fuel is flashing, but he's feeling confident he can get around for this lap. And Noxie, there's a real delay on Homesick, but I can't make it speed up any. So Noxie trying to close the gap between himself and Guesty, and that 10 seconds, it's just does not look like he can do it. And Racer Brown, he's some 5.4 seconds behind Noxie, 15 seconds behind Guesty. It's a big leap for Racer Brown, but I've seen him do the impossible before. Digital Blasphemy poodling around, not at the same pace as the two stoppers to try and get that fuel to last. Talleyrand now up into 5th place, Cthulhu in 6th, Skyjacker up into 7th, and Homesick Alien back out the pits, full tank of fuel, another set of brand new racing soft tyres, and he's only a second behind Skyjacker, who's on the super soft tyres, trying to make an impression from that earlier first lap spin that we saw him have on the other stream. And away we go. Homesick Alien then trying to catch up with Skyjacker. Although he might, if Skyjacker is doing good pace, Homesick Alien might be comfortable to sit behind Skyjacker, saving fuel in his slipstream. It'd be a wise move. Shiren in 9th place ahead of JTX. JTX just 2.6 seconds. Shiren just recently pitted, so another one stopper. He's gone for the super soft tyres though. And down there in 9th, I mean, what positions is he going to make? Skyjacker's going to have to make another stop. Cthulhu will have to make another stop. Talleyrand will have to make another stop. But, I don't know. He's quite a big deficit for Shiren. I don't think he's going to gain anything from those guys ahead of him. Maybe Skyjacker, just about. So Shiren with his one stop, only looking possible to be able to get a jump on Sky, who at the moment I think Homesick Alien is using for a fuel saver, and a great strategy that is as well. Meanwhile, Guesty still leading this race in his mild 7 Renault, and he looks absolutely in total control of this race as he starts on lap 19, coming around to finish, 19, and get a start on lap 20 of 33. So 13 laps left, really. This one's going to be shorter than an hour. We're only 31 minutes into the race, unless that time is wrong. Which I don't think it is, because on Homesick stream he's on the 31-minute mark as well. So Guesty starting lap 20, leading this race and looking very much like the win is on the cards. Noxie in a cracking 2nd place. Racer Brown is closing up on Noxie, but not enough. Digital Blasphemy in for his one and only stop, and it's a late stop, which means he'll have fresher tyres come the latter half of this race. Talleyrand moving on up into 4th place, and he'll have another stop to make though, as does Cthulhu. And it's with Homesick Alien that Digital Blasphemy is battling. Homesick Alien, it says he's gone through. Digital Blasphemy hasn't moved yet. He's moving now, but he's behind the Alien. He's staying out a bit longer, but he's gone for super softs. He's gone for the super softs. He's behind the Alien. And now will the Alien carry on using Skyjacker, or will he just think, no, I've got to get going because now I've got Digital Blasphemy behind me? And the strategy of using Skyjacker for a fuel save thing can go out of the window, because now Digital Blasphemy is pitted and Homesick has got the undercut on him. Oh, and Skyjacker's gone out wide and Homesick Alien's gone through. He's gone through just about, it's wheel to wheel, but yes, he makes it stick, and Homesick on his way, because he's got the pressure of Digital Blasphemy behind him on fresher tyres and on the super softs, but Skyjacker's on the super softs. It looks like he's coming back at the Alien, and this, at this point in the race, is not what the Alien needs. He doesn't need to be getting into a wheel-to-wheel race with someone because it slows you down. So Homesick Alien, his brain must be going 1,000 to the dozen right now, trying to make out the calculations of what he should do. And I suppose he's just got to try and go for it. He's got to race Skyjacker, even though his race is not with Skyjacker today. Skyjacker's trying to get on with his race because he's got to catch up Cthulhu. And there is Talleyrand in fourth, but these guys are all going to have to pit again. Everyone up the front is going to have to make another stop. Guesty, he's only 8 seconds. He's dropped a bit of time to Noxie. Noxie's starting to close the gap between himself and Guesty. It's about a second he's lost as Guesty. Looks like it's on this lap as well. He was 9/10 down on his fastest. So Noxie are trying to close the gap between himself and Guesty out there. Racer Brown, he was closer to Noxie than that, so he's dropped a little time. And he's going to have to come in the pits pretty soon. His fuel is quite low. Talleyrand, he's got a good amount of fuel on there. He's got about half of his boost left. And so has Racer Brown. Noxie's still not touching that boost. Is he saving it to the end, do we think? Guesty, he's got a quarter of his boost left. And he likes to use it in that final corner to get a good sprint down this start straight. As he starts lap 22 in this race. And Noxie in second. Racer Brown is in third. Talleyrand is fourth, with Cthulhu in fifth. Digital Blasphemy's gone for a move on Homesick Alien. I don't know where Skyjacker's ended up. Skyjacker's ended up at the side of the road. Oh my word. And Digital Blasphemy somehow getting past the Alien. And I don't know what happened there. But Skyjacker somehow ending up off the road. And now he's got Shiren catching him up at a rate of knots, and we think Shiren's not pitting again in this race. Pat not far behind Shiren in 10th place. On his super soft tyres, he'll be looking to get racy, and we're going to have a three-way race here between Skyjacker, Shiren and Pat. Super stuff here. And what are they going to do? Skyjacker has decided, no, I thought he was coming into the pits then. Shiren staying out. He's trying to close the gap on Pat. Pat's trying to go around the outside. And Shiren there attacking Skyjacker, but Skyjacker staying firm, but he's gone a little wide there, giving Shiren the inside line, but now Skyjacker's got that inside line on this next corner. Shiren backs out of it, and Pat is back up the side, but he keeps getting run out of road, and now Pat is right off the track. Oh, poor Pat. You can't go around the outside. He's always going to come out there, but, you know, put it into the stewards. Guesty's back in for his second stop. Guesty is back in. Noxie's got plenty of fuel on board. Is he going to stay out there? He's got good tyres. If he can do some good lap times, use your boost, Noxie. Use your boost. So Noxie, he's going to try and do some qualifying lap times now, as we are on lap 23. I imagine that's Noxie's just starting lap 23. Racer Brown's gone into the pits as well. And Talleyrand, still got a quarter of a tank of fuel. I imagine he's going to hold it out a little bit. Cthulhu might want a pit stop though, because his tyres look absolutely burnt to pieces. Digital Blasphemy, we saw getting past Homesick Alien. And Homesick Alien sitting just behind Digi. But Digi's getting through that fuel a bit quicker than Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, maybe, boxing clever there. And hoping the Digital Blasphemy wears his tyres out, but there's no chance. Digital Blasphemy really does look after a set of tyres extremely well. Talleyrand is into the pits. Guesty got back out of the pits ahead of everybody else. So he stays in second, 18 seconds behind Noxie. Noxie's now using his boost. Fantastic stuff. So Noxie trying to slap in some absolute corkers of lap times to pull away from the Guesty. Guesty went back on to another set of racing soft tyres. A Racer Brown out there in third place. He's done an absolutely cracking job with the weight he's carrying in this race. Cthulhu needs to pit. His tyres are burnt. With Digital Blasphemy and Homesick Alien not too far behind the Spaniards. Oh, I thought Digital Blasphemy put a wheel on the dirt then and lost his car, but he's got it all under control. And Homesick Alien just staying with the Mercedes all of the way around here at Lago Maggiore. Talleyrand back out in 7th ahead of Skyjacker, who hasn't pitted yet, and Shiren will be wishing he would pit. It looks like Shiren a little bit faster than Skyjacker at this point in the race, and Skyjacker maintaining a place in 8th, with Pat now in 10th, and he looks like he's got Jim catching him up. And Pat on those super soft tyres, plenty of fuel on board. If Jim, he's going to need to pit soon anyway, but he is catching up, Pat. And he's using his boost to try and get past Pat as they go up the hill. Pat, Jim around the outside. And Pat will probably feel that the Russian, Shiren, could have given him a little bit more room around the outside of those corners, but that's how Albon felt when he used to overtake Hamilton. They both begin with a H. But yeah, Albon making the same manoeuvres on Hamilton in real life, with Hamilton running him out to the edge of the track. And there's the same sort of similar situation between Shiren and Pat we saw earlier. Noxie now though, he's got a pit, his fuel is absolutely gone. He's on the vapours, and he's not pulled that much on Guesty. So Guesty getting purples as he makes his way around. Guesty has got the fastest lap with a 36.636 in this race. Looks like Guesty, yes, Pat Noxie's into the pits, and it does to me look like Guesty is gonna get the win today. As he goes around down the start straight to retake the lead of this race. Noxie fueling up. Has he got enough distance on Racer Brown? I believe he has. He's back out now on the racing soft tyres, and it's a super stuff then. And he's out there as we are 40 minutes into this race, possibly on lap 25 of 33. So only 8 more laps to go, we figure. And Guesty has done an absolutely cracking job today to stay in the lead, with Noxie in second. Racer Brown looking like he's getting that final podium position. And he somehow has got himself ahead of those one-stoppers. They looked solid between the two of them. One of them was going to get a podium, but it looks like Racer Brown somehow on his two-stopper has got himself ahead of Digital Blasphemy and Homesick Alien. So it's the best of the rest for these two. Who can finish in 4th and who will finish in 5th? Homesick Alien saving that boost till the end of the race. Digital Blasphemy, he's nearly out of the boost. As you can see above his head on the roll hoop, it's red, and Homesick is still green. So Homesick still got something in the bag for later in the race. And Digital Blasphemy won't have the boost to protect himself. Guesty, meanwhile, he's used all his boost. But he has got himself a lovely 9-second lead on Noxie. Noxie out there. Still got a fair whack of boost, has a Noxie. But has he got 9 seconds worth in the can? We don't know. Racer Brown in 3rd place. He's 10 seconds shy of Noxie, 14 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy, and Homesick Alien 4 tenths behind the Mercedes. The Mercedes now maybe feeling a little cagey, wondering how much he can back out of this. He doesn't want to burn through his fuel too fast, and Homesick Alien looks quite comfortable sitting behind him. With a whole boost full, he's got something in store for Digi. 6th place Talleyrand, he's 6.3 seconds behind Homesick Alien, 9 seconds ahead of Cthulhu, who's only 7 tenths ahead of Shiren. Shiren on a one-stop today. And Cthulhu, he got into the pits and back out again. Ahead of Shiren. I thought he was going to end up behind Shiren, but he's the Spaniard somehow staying ahead of the Russian. Done a cracking job. Pat in 9th. You've got to feel bad for Pat. He was up there early doors, battling with the leaders. He's had a couple of attempts of overtaking Shiren, but on the outside, which has resulted with him ending up running out of track. Be it Shiren driving him out wide or just running out of track, I'm not one to judge. Turtle in 10th place. He's 14 seconds behind Pat, only a second ahead of Skyjacker. So Skyjacker will be trying to get that Dutchman's place before the end of this race. And we're on a lap 26 at the moment. Jim is some 10 seconds behind Skyjacker and 7 seconds ahead of JTX. But it's this man today who's doing a super job out there. Absolute corking stuff from Guesty. 9.2 seconds, so it doesn't look like there's anything there for Noxie to try and drag back. He's used some of his boost to try and help, but it's not helping. He's still maintaining 9-second distance between Guesty. Racer Brown trying to close the gap as well to Noxie, but not managing it. But he is pulling away from Digital Blasphemy. Homesick Alien's dropped back a little bit from Digital Blasphemy. He was 4/10 behind him, and now he's 1.2 seconds. One feels like he's waiting though. He's not used his boost up, and it looks like he's laying in wait to do something against Digi ahead of him to apply the pressure. Meanwhile, Talleyrand is catching them up. He's only 5 seconds behind them, so they will have to get a shifty on at some point, because Talleyrand is on the move at the moment. The championship leader in 6th place, and he's in 3.4 seconds now behind the Alien. So he's definitely in snapping position, although the Alien must have made a mistake. He's lost another second to Digital Blasphemy, and Homesick Alien's going to have to be very careful, because he's got Talleyrand catching him up at a rate of knots. So Homesick Alien, he's got to get his head down, get some good laps under his 1.6 down on his best, that one. Oh, Noxie's got the fastest lap from Guesty, though, with a 36.364. So he might not be catching up Guesty, but he's just taken a point away from him. As a Homesick Alien, 2.5 seconds. I don't think he's got any answer to Talleyrand at the moment. Talleyrand seems to have all the aces. He's on them super soft tyres, and he's definitely closing the gap on the Alien. We're on lap 28 of 33 so far, so only 5 more laps of racing to go, and Talleyrand's down to 2 seconds. It's nearly a second a lap he's catching Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien really drastically dropping away from Digital Blasphemy as well. He's dropped another second from Digital Blasphemy. Is Homesick's tyres gone? Is he just not getting the grip that he would like from his tyres? But he's losing a lot of time from Digital Blasphemy, and he's losing it to Talleyrand. Talleyrand down to 2 seconds now between himself and Homesick Alien. It's not about fuel saving, because they've got similar to Talleyrand's, and Digital's got less than them. So I don't think it's down to fuel saving for Homesick Alien. I'm not sure what's happening in the Alien's cockpit at the moment. Guesty leading. It's just under, well, it's just on 9 seconds from Noxie. Noxie not managing to be able to close that gap between himself and Guesty at the moment. Still plenty of boost on board though. He's 11 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, who's 17 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Homesick Alien is maintaining that 2 seconds ahead of Talleyrand. Katula, a good 6.5 seconds ahead of Shiren. And Pat is starting to close the gap on Shiren. Shiren's tyres might be starting to feel it. His fuel, now he's got similar fuel to Pat. So Shiren holding on to that 8th place, but Pat, always a danger, not too far behind, 2.5 seconds. Skyjacker in 10th. And he's got past Turtle and pulled away from Turtle somewhat by about 5 seconds. Turtle could be in trouble from Jim though. Jim closing in on Turtle at the moment, and JTX has dropped back even further. That weight deficit not helping JTX one bit. As Guesty crosses the line to start lap 30, we're assuming 3 more laps left of racing, and Guesty looks like it's all under control, although anything can happen. He could put a wheel wrong, it could go all boobs up before the end of the race, you don't know. But so far Guesty seems to have it under control from Noxie. Noxie a cracking podium if he can maintain that position, and it doesn't look like Racer Brown's closing up on him. It doesn't look like Racer Brown has any more speed in his UPS liveried Super Formula, so it looks like this could be your top 3, Guesty, Noxie and Racer Brown, although Guesty's tyres are stuck, but Guesty can drive on an old set of tyres. We've seen Guesty do absolutely amazing stuff on a scrubbed set of tyres, so I don't imagine tyre wear will be too much of an issue for Guesty in this race, and it does look to me like Guesty's got this one absolutely sewn up. But Noxie does have quite a bit of boost left on that car. Racer Brown, 3rd place. Digital Blasphemy, he might be easing off now. Homesick Alien is really in trouble. It must be the tyres. It's got to be the tyres. There's no other answer for it. Talleyrand closing right up on the Alien here on lap 30. 3 more laps to go, and I don't think Homesick Alien's going to be able to maintain. He's not used too much boost, and he's tried to close that door on Talleyrand, but he just can't do it. And Talleyrand is up. Talleyrand is up and into 5th place. And I don't know though, Homesick's got a better run, so he's back into 5th. Possibly used a bit of boost there to try and help him get ahead of Talleyrand, but that's a lot of pressure for Homesick Alien to deal with for the rest of this race, with Talleyrand on them super soft tyres, and they're a lot fresher than Alien's. And Alien, I don't know what he's going to do. He's just going to have to use all of his boost to stay ahead of Talleyrand for the next 3 laps. 2 laps as they cross the line to start lap 31. And a Homesick Alien having to defend, and Talleyrand just easing it up the inside there. And I don't think Homesick Alien's got any answers for him. I think his tyres are just gone. I think that's it. I think Homesick Alien's tyres are melted. And Talleyrand now up into 5th place. The championship leader gets another position on his closest rival as well. Oh my lord. So Talleyrand on the 2-stop strategy, making it work for him. 6.5 seconds behind Digital Blasphemy with 2 laps to go. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to catch up Digi. Although Digital might have to worry about his fuel. Who knows? Guesty so far though out there now. Guesty's on similar fuel load to Digital Blasphemy. He crosses the line to start lap 32, I assume. It's penultimate lap possibly. Noxie, oh, I thought he spun there. Noxie, 8.7 seconds behind Guesty. He's extended his lead to Racer Brown. Racer Brown just didn't have the pace today. It must have been the weight deficit possibly. He did a great job getting ahead of the one-stoppers. Digital Blasphemy in 4th place. 6.2 seconds ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand's going to have to do some sensational lap times in the next 2 laps to try and catch up Digital Blasphemy. As I believe Digital Blasphemy is just starting a lap 32. And Talleyrand is some 6.5 seconds. I don't think there's anything Talleyrand can do. Homesick Alien there in 6th place. And I think his tyres are cooked. I don't think there's anything there from Homesick Alien anymore. He just doesn't have the grip. He's got 12 seconds on Cthulhu though. And Cthulhu's tyres are cooked as well. So I think Homesick Alien's 6th place could possibly be safe, because Cthulhu's tyres just don't seem to have the grip. But Cthulhu might be in trouble from the Russian sensation Shiren. Pat has closed another second up on Shiren. Shiren's tyres are about similar to Pat's. So this battle for 8th and 9th between Shiren and Pat is not done yet. As we come around, I'm looking Guesty, because I think he's starting the final lap. I don't think this is the lap. Yeah, now we're on the final lap. There you go. So Guesty just starting his final lap in this race, leading by 8 seconds from Noxie. And Noxie put up a good old battle with Guesty, but in the end, Guesty, I think it was that first pit stop for some reason, Guesty managed to come in earlier and get a good pace out there and pull the lead out on Noxie through that situation. Racer Brown, a super third spot, the final podium position. Digital Blasphemy, he's lost about a second on Talleyrand, but he's just starting his final lap. So I don't think Talleyrand is going to be able to pull out that 5 seconds he needs. Homesick dropping back a little bit more as well, but those tyres are absolutely cooked. He's got nothing left on the rubber of this car, and he's lost all grip, as has Catula. He's lost a couple of seconds on Shiren as well. And oh my word, they're leaving it to the last lap. The battle between Shiren and Pat raging on, and Pat closing up the gap, trying to get ahead of the Russian sensation. Jim in 11th, 10th, Skyjacker in 11th, Turtle in 12th, and JTX. So Jim's done a good job, wasn't he, behind Turtle, and he's got himself ahead of Skyjacker. But we're watching now Guesty coming around the final corner to take the race win. Well done, Guesty. Super finish from Guesty. Noxie there in a second place. A great podium position from Noxie and some well-deserved points. Racer Brown rounds out the podium as he comes down towards the final corner. It looks like Shiren's still maintaining that 8th at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on it. But there goes Racer Brown to grab himself 3rd and a final podium. Take a boo, my son. Digital Blasphemy isn't quite there yet. I saw someone coming around that final corner, so someone must have finished. JTX and Turtle have both crossed the line in 12th and 13th. And Pat's on a battle with Shiren. They're virtually side by side. I like to watch the guys cross the line, but these two are absolutely having a humdinger. Digital Blasphemy's finished 4th. Talleyrand's just finished 5th. Homesick Alien finished in 6th. Catula's coming home for that 7th spot. And Pat's got himself ahead. Pat has got ahead of Shiren there on the final lap. A super job done by Pat as Catula comes across the line in 7th place. And here comes Pat in 8th place. He saved it till the final lap, and he got that position from Shiren in 9th. Jim bringing it home in 10th, and I'm sure he's done a cracking job. I'm sure he's got himself ahead of Turtle and Skyjacker. We saw he was at the back virtually at the early doors of this race, and he's come through to get himself 10th place, with Skyjacker bringing her home in 11th place. Oh, Sky giving one last hurrah through the corners. Hasn't quite killed his tyres enough. Nice to get his money's worth. And oh my word, he's really giving it some big welly around the final corners. And here he comes home in 11th. Oh, there he goes. Dukes of Hazzard style finish from a Skyjacker. But it's Guesty today that's the man. And I do apologise to all of you out there for the distorted coverage. It's very strange. The game froze up on me, and then we couldn't see Shiren, so we had to leave and come back in again. I'll take you to the race results. Hopefully we'll see Guesty's figure. There he is. Look, Guesty. Lovely set of overalls there, Mr. Guesty. And a great win from Guesty. We didn't see you holding your trophy up, but it might have been just too much to ask with all the issues we've had in this race. So your results today, before any stewards, is Guesty finishing in 1st. A super drive for Guesty to take the win. Noxie in 2nd place. I think that must be the highest I've seen him this season. And a great drive from Noxie for 2nd place. Racer Brown, the final podium sitter. Take a boo, my son. And Digital Blasphemy on his one stop. 4th, looked like it was the best he could do today. And he did a cracking job to get that. Talleyrand finishing in 5th with Homesick Alien in 6th. Katula getting 7th. Pat with that final lap dash with Shiren getting 8th spot. And Shiren coming home in 9th with his one stop. Jim in 10th with Skyjacker in 11th. Turtle 12th. And JTX coming home in 13th. Noxie getting another point there for fastest lap with a 1:36.364, and a cracking race was had by all. And like I said, I apologise for the broken broadcasts. There was not much I could do about that. In the chat, we've got Turtle saying was a fun race, even though I was 12th. A good race anyway, Turtle. Cracking stuff. Pat saying I made that harder for myself than I had to. Better than I thought I'd do around here. Well done, Pat. Mama Homesick saying, well done, Homesick. And Mama Homesick saying, thanks for the great commentary thingy. Well, I tried. In the face of adversity, I did my best. I was a little confused and I was a little bit sort of lost in some parts, what with the freeze and then the missing Shiren. But I did my best, and that's all I suppose you could ask for. Okay, the next live stream, I think we will have a GTMC replay stream at some point. I don't know when. I was planning on doing it tonight, but I feel frazzled after that with all the issues. I'm scared to use the internet. I tested the internet. The internet was fine. I think it's a game thing. I think it was, I'm going to say it was a server issue. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, it was a struggle. But, yeah, GTMC either later on tonight or tomorrow. We'll get a replay of Thursday night's action. And then Sunday night, we are live with the VW Bug Enduro Cup. A very interesting championship it is indeed. And for those of you in our Discord, I believe something called the Pit Stop might be back on Sunday between 4 and 5. It's not guaranteed, but I think it might be coming back on a Sunday pit stop in the Discord to talk about the racing throughout the week in the VRC and everything else in between. In the chat, Talaran saying, was it just me, or did that just kick off straight away? And Skyjack saying, if you're frazzled now, I'd leave GTMC, mate. That will frazzle you completely. I'm not frazzled from the racing. I was just frazzled from all the game froze up again for some reason. I didn't even press any buttons. I was just following the racing. And it just went, stopped. And then when I came back in, we couldn't see Shiren, so Mama Homesick pointed out that you couldn't see Shiren, so I had to leave again to try and come back and see Shiren, and it was just, I don't know. I like a nice, smooth operation. I don't like it when it's all over the place. And I can't blame anyone, except for myself. But, yes, GTMC will be sometime over the weekend, possibly Saturday, maybe later tonight, who knows. And then Sunday evening, well, Sunday day, the pit stop in the Discord. If you like to listen to me and the lovely Skyjacker talk about everything VRC, then join us there. You can come and give us your comments as well. It's an open forum, free to all. We like to hear your opinions. I mean, I think it was Turtle that gave us the idea for the VW Bug. So, any ideas you've got, it all goes into the cooker. The VRC lab, where the boffins mix in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it turns into a lovely little championship. So, join me and the lovely, delectable, delicious Skyjacker for the pit stop on Sunday afternoon. And then Sunday evening, we've got the VW Bug Enduro Cup. Thank you for joining me. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Seymour Butts. Thank you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And freezers. Some freezers. Thank you. Bye.